What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, bringing you the Log+Jotter for February 2025. Now, if it feels like we just did one of these, that's because technically we did. January's was pretty late, but they got back on track for February, and that's why they're so close together. Now, before we dive in and reveal this month's cover design, I do need to give you the obligatory, if you're not familiar with Log+Jotter, this is a monthly subscription that costs $5 a month. And for that, they're going to send you an American-made 3.5 by 5.5 inch pocket notebook with a unique cover design each month and the page style of your choosing. I personally go with the dot style pages, but you can also elect to go with either grid or blank style pages. I have a playlist dedicated to Log+Jotter that does go back several years if you're curious about some of those previous designs, but for now let's focus on this month. We'll start it with a little bit of edging by revealing the back cover first. And as you can see, the back cover doesn't reveal a whole lot about what we might have on the front. We have a red background, what's maybe a tree on the edge with its branch extending onto that back cover, and then the Log+Jotter logo with a canoe passing by, which led me to believe that maybe the focus of this month's design is around a body of water, maybe a lake or a river with a canoe in it, but wasn't actually the case. So let's go ahead and turn it around and reveal the front cover for the first time here. And a lot different than what I was expecting, to be honest. We do have a lake in the background, but it's really not the focus of the image. I think the focus is either that camping scene or the night sky based on the slogan. And so in the foreground, we have two guys camping, sitting around a campfire in front of that lake and a forest behind that. We have the mountain kind of up near the top, and then at the very top, the night sky. Really, really great looking imagery. This month's cover really resonates with me. I think it looks great. Really threw me off from what was on the back cover. We don't have a red background, although we do have red borders and some accents there. Wasn't a branch sticking out either. It was a full-on log. So we can see the log here that does continue over to that back cover. And they just got kind of creative with the border to have that creep over to the side, which is why I thought we had a somewhat naked tree sticking out the side here, but was actually the entire scene here. So great looking. We have look up right down at the top, and maybe a new slogan to go alongside make a story, tell a story, although that's still present as well. And couldn't be more appropriate, the placement of that right below those two campers, because what better place to make a story than when out camping, and what better place to tell a story than around the campfire. So really appropriate with the imagery this time around. And I think this month's cover is really, really stellar. Now, I was a little bit critical of Log+Jotter last month, and that came from a good place. I'm a fan first. I want to see Log+Jotter succeed. I think those concerns are still valid. But I do want to give flowers when flowers are due, and one area where they have not missed a beat despite any other concerns is when it comes to cover design. Like I said, I think this month's cover is stellar, one of my favorites in recent memory. Last month's was nearly as good. The month before, we had a really great December with that Home Alone themed cover, and so they've just been giving us hit after hit, really knocking it out of the park in terms of cover design. And that's probably what's most important to most people subscribing to the subscription, is the cover. It doesn't really matter what's on the internals, whether they give you design inspirations or little extras like the calendars and stickers and patches and things like that. Most people care about the cover, and they have not missed a beat. Like I said, they've really, really been knocking it out of the park, and I absolutely love this month's cover design. Would love to hear your thoughts on this cover down in the comments as well, but for now, let's get into the internals. So I mentioned I get the dot style pages, and so this is what that looks like, and there's 40 pages. Our internal cover, we get an inch ruler, a place for your name, date, and contact info, log summary, and travel log areas, as well as prompts to help you fill up some of the pages of this journal if you choose to use them. So we'll read through those together. Up first, we get a campfire story, followed by sketch an old saloon, campfire recipe, write an old western plot, funny camping story, what I did yesterday, friends always down for adventure, and a time at peace. And then if we flip to our back cover, we get the centimeter ruler, a large spot for our list and important dates. Issue design is look up, and issue date, they have the correct date in this one with February of 2025. So, like I already mentioned, super solid, big fan of this cover, great rustic look. Hopefully they continue along this theme. I think the just kind of style of the art on this one is just really good looking as well. And enjoy that look up right down. I think it's a kind of a cool slogan to go along with that, make a story, tell a story. But again, would love to hear your opinion of it down in the comments below. And as usual, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other videos. It all helps the channel out a ton. And I hope you have a great one. Take care.